Hello, welcome to es201. I'm Rourke Peterson, the instructor for this class. You're registered for the one of the FX sections, either FX1 or FX2, which is the hybrid online lab course. And so what I wanted to do here in this introductory video is just go over a few logistical things that I'll be discussing with the in-class people on the first day of class. First, if you're watching this video, you've clearly logged into Blackboard, which is good. That is the first step, because that's probably where you're watching this video. I want to point out how the class is structured and what some of the expectations are and some of the important announcements for the first week. So first, on the left-hand side, the first thing you'll notice is the syllabus, and so what I would do is recommend going and reading through in detail in the syllabus. I'm going to go ahead and just review a few of the things here quickly, but please read through this as well. You'll see at the top the meeting times. So you're in either section FX1 or FX2, so you have lab on either Tuesday or Wednesday. Important thing, we will meet in lab the first week, so you need to show up week 1 in the lab. I've got next down below here some of the contact information for me in terms of my office hours and my phone number. In terms of the textbook, we're going to be using an electronic resource called the zybook, and to go ahead and sign up for that, you'll do that through Blackboard. I'll point that out here in just a moment. So don't go to the zybook site directly. You want to go through Blackboard so that it is actually tied to your account, and your grades will get populated within the Blackboard gradebook. Next, I have a list of online resources. Those are also all links on Blackboard. They are both references for the languages we'll be covering, as well as some online compilers and interpreters that you can use. As I said, the LMS we'll be using, the learning management system, will be Blackboard, and you've already logged into there. Next on here are just the course goals. You can briefly look at that, but let me mention some of the components of the class. So first, what I call preparation. And so if the in-class people need to complete the preparation before they show up to class on 9:45 on either Tuesday or Thursday. If you're in the online section, you need to do this preparation before that time. You just won't be showing up to the in-class lecture. What that involves is completing zybook activities. They're accessed through Blackboard. The due time, as I said, is 9:45 on the due date. There's a schedule at the bottom of the syllabus that you can go ahead and look at. These activities will go ahead and teach you some basic concepts of programming, and then go ahead and quiz you on them. You can take those quizzes as many times as you want, so there's no reason you shouldn't have 100% on those eventually. The next section is the in-person class, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that because that's not relevant to this section. But what we will have are video classes, so corresponding to the content that I'll be covering in the in-person class. There will be videos posted on Blackboard, so approximately 2 per week. I'll be posting them on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You should watch those. They're going to be reviewing the content that you saw in the zybook activities, and embedded within those will be short quizzes, multiple choice quiz questions that you'll need to go ahead and complete. Your score on that will make up the quiz component of your grade. You'll have one attempt on those, each one of those quiz questions, and it's going to be very similar to what you're going to see on the exam. So they're good practice for what you see excuse me, on the exams. The next section here is the laboratory. So make sure you show up to the laboratory, and again, you want to make sure you're showing up this week. It's held up in the very top floor of Duckering, room 530. There's 3 hours devoted to it. They often won't take the whole 3 hours, but you should make sure that you are available. Some labs will take a long time. In there is all the software that you need. They're on Windows computers. If you have a laptop that you would like to use, there is some space up there to go ahead and do that if you prefer to use your personal laptop. But the computers up there are fairly straightforward and easy to use. The next component you'll see here is the homework. The homework assignments are also completed through Blackboard. Those involve writing programs, and you'll actually go into the zybook when you access the homework. You'll write your program within a web page on there, and you can actually do a quick auto grading on it. It'll give you an initial score about how well it is meeting some automated tests, but let me note that they will all be hand graded by me in the end after you hit submission. The last component of the exams, there's 2 exams. One will cover C++ and one will cover MATLAB. The C++ exam is in week 9, and the MATLAB exam is at the end of the semester. I'm scheduling those during the in-class time, which is 9:45 to 10:45 is on the schedule. I hope that you can make those sessions. That'll be one class I would like you to attend, as well as the final section. If for some reason you can't, because you have another conflict, maybe another class at this exact same time, let me know and we will look at trying to reschedule that. The next section just shows how the grading is. You'll see the various components, the zybook activities, the quizzes that you'll complete in the videos, the homework assignments, the programming, your participation in the lab, and then the 2 exams. All right, the very last page of this is the schedule. So if you go ahead and look at this, I'll just kind of briefly mention, you can go ahead and see what dates assignments and homeworks are going to be due. So if I look at this first line with due dates on it, which would be 8/29, this is coming Thursday, you need to complete zyBook Chapter 1 by 9:45 on that date. And then on 9/3, which is the following Tuesday, will be the first homework assignment that's due. All of these are accessed through Blackboard. So let's go to Blackboard and start looking where some of this stuff is. Okay, so everything you'll need in terms of that would be under course content. So I'll go ahead and select the course content area there. And course content area is broken up in terms of weeks. So what I see here, we'll go into this is the week 1. And if you go ahead and go into week 1, you'll have access to all the content that we'll have in terms of assignments, and videos will be in here as well. So at the top there you see Chapter 1. That's the zyBook activity. It has the due date. This will take you to zyBook. If you've never done this, this is the first thing you should do is click on that link. You'll go ahead and sign up, purchase access to the electronic resource. You only need to do that once. Make sure you use your UA credentials, so the same login information that you use to access Blackboard, so that this is going to be tied into your grade for this class. You'll need to complete that before the time that you see, time and date shown below. This is the lab assignment, so you show up to lab and you'll be completing this lab within the lab. There's also going to be in here often several resources that the TAs have provided, so there's some examples that you may want to look at ahead of time, or you may want to just go ahead and access while you're completing the lab. And the last component down there you see is the week 1 homework. So this is the one that was due on September 3rd. This will again take you to the zyBook. That's what those big Z's mean, and you'll go ahead and write the program within there. Within this content area will also be the videos, but I'll be posting those directly after the class. So the first 2 videos will not be appearing until sometime next week. So go ahead and return to Chapter 1 or week 1 here in Blackboard to go ahead and see those sometime next week. Let me just mention one last thing here on the far left hand side is resources. As I mentioned, there are a lot of links to various resources that you had on the syllabus. If you go into this section under resources as well, these are just direct links. For some reason, for example, going to the zyBook and the various graders. We'll be covering these in the lab, so you don't necessarily need to do it, but you may want to go ahead and have a quick access to it. Okay, there's just kind of a brief introductory information. If you have any questions, please email me. And once again, I just remind you, please do show up to lab this week. We will be meeting in lab in the first week. All right, good luck this semester.